My name is Keenan, and I am the owner of Final Form. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how driven men can close the gap with their body, habits, and identity to match their ambition. All this with using the Final Form protocol I created within 90 days. And if you're anything like I was, you know you're capable of more. You feel like you have untapped potential inside of you. You feel like you might be behind in life and your life doesn't fully reflect the potential inside of you, this is for you. So strap in. Before I implemented this method, I was so stuck. I was stuck in the same cycles of starting and stopping, you know, and it always felt like I was living below my potential, feeling invisible and behind. And really, I was just frustrated because deep down, I knew my body, my habits, and discipline didn't match my ambition. It didn't match the lifestyle I wanted. And, I would cope. I would cope saying, oh, it doesn't, I'll get there one day. None of this matters. Maybe I'm just unlucky. But really, I just lacked structure, direction, and control over my life. However, after I implemented this method, the protocol, I rebuilt my discipline. I stopped the starting cycles. I gained real strength, size, and confidence in my body. And finally, my habits, mindset, and daily structure all aligned until where my life hit critical mass and I stopped feeling behind and I started moving with purpose. And I became the type of man who doesn't fall off anymore. Now, who this is for? Who this is for? It's for my men who, if you're capable of more, but your life doesn't really reflect it yet, this is for you. If you've made progress before, but you keep falling back into the same cycles, you're almost there. Don't worry, this is for you. And if you have high ambition, you want to look in the mirror and actually respect what you see. You want a physique that commands attention and respect and a mindset that backs it. This is exactly for you. If you're the type of person who you're looking the same month after month, no changes, no matter how hard you try, and you keep starting and stopping, and you're really ready to finally lock in. You want more than a workout plan, and you know exactly what to do sometimes, but don't do it. This is all of this is for you. However, I have to let you know. I have to let you know. If you're the type of person who's looking, the type of man who's looking for quick fixes, shortcuts, don't even waste your time. Especially if you're trying to do it without changing anything about yourself. Just stay comfortable. You're unwilling to invest in yourself, unwilling to invest anything, any time, money, effort, energy. You just want to stay the same without changing anything. You just want a quick shortcut. Turn away. This is not for you. If you keep saying, I'll start Monday, and repeating the same cycle without truly wanting to change, understand what I'm saying. There's a difference between starting and stopping and wanting to change, and starting and stopping and keeping that same egotistical mindset that's keeping you in the spot you don't want to be in and not wanting to change. These are two different things. If you're ultimately okay with living below your potential and not feeling the immediate urgency of being your best self right now, you might as well click off. Because if you want results without structure, discipline, or standards that get you to that top 0.01% mind, body, and bank, if you want the results without the structure, discipline, and standards, this isn't for you. And really, it definitely isn't for you if you want the instant gratification and still want to fit in with the herd, because we don't fit in with the herd. We are the top 0.01% for a reason. Most people do not reach their final form, and that's why they stay average. So if any of this matches with you, this definitely isn't for you. Now, here's the truth nobody tells you. You can absolutely reach your final form and build a disciplined body, structure, and life that actually matches your ambition without motivation, restarting every few weeks, and without feeling like something is always off. However, I must tell you, most driven men, they stay stuck. Not because they're lazy, but because their ambition is ahead of their systems. Do you hear me? Their ambition is ahead of their systems. Imagine trying to put iOS 15 on an iPhone 4. That's not going to work out. That's how your operating system is now. Your body, your discipline, your habits, your lifestyle don't match that future version of you. That's why you feel that internal friction. That's why you feel like there's a gap between who you are and where you want to be. And this happens to so many ambitious men. That's why they live in cycles where they're locked in, fall off, restart, repeat. Cycle, cycle, cycle. And you've made progress, but you're still not where you should be in life. And that friction you feel, that's really just misalignment. Misalignment is all it is. Until you fix that, your body, your habits, and life will never catch up to the man you know you're capable of becoming. However, I'm not gonna let that happen to you though. I'm not gonna let that happen to you, man. There's this idea that you have to focus on one area of your life at a time. You know, people say, make money first, fix your body. Get your life together, then you'll have discipline. You know, I used to be like this too. Well, once I have my dream income, then I'll be waking up early. You know, or other people, well, once I have my dream body, then it'll be easier to eat then. It'll be easier to track my macros then. You know, oh, well, once I get the money first, then I can focus on working out. That's exactly how people stay stuck. Because why would you need to focus on one single area of your life at a time? Why not upgrade all areas of your life? This is what final form truly is. Becoming your final form isn't just in your finances. It isn't just in your body. You want to have success in all areas of your life. And your life doesn't change in pieces. It changes through your identity. You got to understand how to align your habits, identity, and discipline to reach your final form for your life, for yourself. And when that happens, your body improves. Your discipline locks in, your income follows, and your results start compounding to where you hit critical mass and reach your final form. And if you want that person to be you, I'll show you exactly how. How to close the gap between your ambition and your reality. How I rebuilt my body, discipline, and lifestyle. How to install a system that keeps you consistently executing without starting over every few weeks. And finally, I'm going to teach you how to do all this without sacrificing the life you actually want to build. And in case you don't know me, here's a brief backstory about how I got here. My transformation, it wasn't overnight. Back in college, I was drifting through life. On paper, life was good. I had parties, drugs, girls, you know how it is in college. But I felt a void. I felt a void within me because really my internal scoreboard of what I wanted in life didn't match the matrices. It didn't match the outside world. And I knew deep down the reason I felt depressed and misaligned was because my environment, habits, and lifestyle did not match where I wanted to be in life. And I felt like I was living below my potential. And that's the worst feeling a man can have, feeling like he's living below his potential. And I felt it every day, that gap between where I was and where I knew I should have been. And that's what was eating me alive. That was exactly what was eating me alive, that gap. And eventually, I reached my breaking point and left college. I stopped lying to myself. I stopped coping. I stopped saying one day. I said, this shit starts right now. I'm going all in on my future. And, I forgot about the random fixes or quick hacks. I started focusing on my mind, body, and discipline. I realized, hey, this might take a little while. However, I don't care how long it's going to take. This shit is going to happen for me. And that's when everything changed. I built an undeniable physique. I broke a state record, went from DoorDash to Penthouse. And this photo you see is from my sophomore year of college. Like I said, everything looked good on paper, but internally, I didn't feel right. I didn't respect the man in the mirror. I didn't respect where I was in life. And I definitely was living below my potential. However, everything changed for me, not because I'm gifted, but because I built a system, the final form system, and that's what changed everything. The final form protocol is a system I built through my own trial and error by closing the gap between ambition and reality. And now I'm breaking it all down for you. In the following steps, I'll outline the entire process, A to Z, of what I did to accomplish these results, so you too can use my final form protocol exactly how I designed it to close the gap between your ambition and your body, habits, and identity. Close the gap between all these things. The final form system. And this is the exact process that aligns everything. First step is eliminating the drift. Stop the coping. You know what's holding you back. You know what isn't adding into your life. Success is about subtraction, not addition most of the times. The distractions, the negative environments, the weak habits, it all has to be removed, but really it starts with awareness of the patterns first. Step 2, installing the standard. In life, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your standards. You fall to your systems, and your systems are practically what you set up for yourself based off your standards. Kind of like a robot who only accepts waking up early, investing in skills, working out 5 times a week. This is a system you build based off what you accept and allow into your life and the standards you build. This is how you install new standards, by building non-negotiable habits, the wake-up times, the morning protocols, stacking W's before most people even wipe the eye crust off their eye. And really rewiring the beliefs, because right now, the mindset you have does not match the mindset you'll have in the future with that desired version of yourself. Otherwise, you'd already have that mindset. You'd already have the habits, discipline, and behaviors that version has, and you would already be where you want to be, and you wouldn't even be watching this video. So the next step is execution, because a man who executes and gets shit done no matter what will always win. And we do this through the structured training plus nutrition, the progressive overload, not only in fitness, no, through mindset, and through daily execution by building momentum and consistency. And lastly, we lock in the final form by habit stacking, positively habit stacking into your new identity, your final form identity, and aligning your lifestyle with your standards, raising the standards you have, and continuous elevation. Because in life, there's no stopping. Your final form isn't where you stop, it's where you keep going. And you keep gaining success and momentum. And you keep elevating. Because in life, there's only going backwards or forwards. And here, we only go forwards. Now, let me show you exactly how I optimize each step of the process. So I finally broke past my old identity and was no longer trapped living with the internal friction of feeling behind in life. And I was finally able to eliminate the drifting, and I was able to install new standards and habits and started executing and achieving my final form in mind, body, and bank. Phase 1, kill the drifter. Now the old way, man, you may be like how I used to be, used to staying in the same environment, trying to be disciplined randomly, while keeping the same habits, people, behaviors, and on top of all this, consuming content but not changing. None of this works. None of this works because you keep falling off, never build momentum, and your life just stays the same no matter how hard you try. However, the new way, by installing non-negotiable standards, eliminating distractions and weak environments, and building awareness of new patterns, this leads to you starting over, but staying on. No more starting over and resetting, starting over and staying on. Your discipline becomes automatic. And you stop drifting and you gain control over your life. You stay on a narrow path. You create space for real change. And all this, you cannot build a new life inside the same environment that's keeping you stuck. Phase 2, installing the standard. The old way, you'd rely on motivation. You're inconsistent with your habits. You try to be disciplined. However, some days you're locked in, most days you're not. You know it when you're honest with yourself. And this leads to inconsistency in your results, not only in the gym or your health, but in your business, your relationships, everywhere. And this all leads to you not trusting yourself, most of all, because you can't get shit done. However, the final form method, once we install the non-negotiable habits, the structured morning protocol, the identity-based discipline, changing who you are at your core, changing you into a winner, the result, discipline becomes predictable. You start saying, I'm going to do that, you go and do it. I'm going to train, you go and train. I'm going to drop that weight, you drop the weight. Hey, I'm going to go make that money now, you go and make that money. I'm going to go buy that new car. I'm going to go move into my new spot. And everything starts stacking. Your baseline increases to where your old limitations become yesterday's past. The things you used to have as roadblocks in the past, you crushed them. You don't, that's child's play now. Because you progressively overload not only your body, but your mindset too. You became stronger mentally and physically. And your life changes when your standards stop being optional. Phase 3, execution. The old way, random workouts, guessing your nutrition and macros, no real structure. And just like everything else, everything affects everything. This bleeds into other areas of your life. No structure, guessing in different areas of your life too. So this leads to you plateauing, losing progress, and feeling stuck in the same body. Not in the same body as in just looks wise, no. The same body of starting and stopping. The same body of the identity of the person who can't get shit done. The same body of the person who feels so behind in life and feels like he's below his potential. However, with the final form method, we have a structured training plan, structured macro-based nutrition that matches your body, and a daily execution system tailored to your life that helps you execute. And with this, your strength increases, not only in your body, but your mindset too. You become mentally stronger, physically stronger, spiritually stronger. Your body transforms faster. Your mindset transforms faster. Your identity and momentum builds to where you hit critical mass. And really, effort without structure will always plateau, no matter the area in life. Keep this in mind. And then lastly, phase 4, the final form lock-in. The final form lock-in. The old way, you treat discipline like a phase. You rely on being locked in. And you fall off after progress. And you already know, you return back to your baseline, or worse, spiral lower than you were previously. Oh, nothing feels permanent. And stuck in the same cycle. And everything affects everything. With the final form method, we habit stack into identity. You stack the positive habits. You stack the momentum, the actions, until you hit critical mass and your lifestyle becomes fully aligned with your standards, what you accept into your life, and the systems you build, and you have continuous life elevation. You stay on the path locked in, operating from a higher level permanently, and momentum builds and stays, and you upgrade your mind, body, your spirit, and your bank. And this is final form. If it's not identity based, it won't last. And you want to know what happened to me when I finally aligned my body, habits, and identity with my ambition? Everything started compounding. I stopped caring about missing out on the old life of fun and partying and my past, because I was finally building a life I actually wanted, a life I actually enjoyed. The new fun was progress, it was domination. And I started stacking so many wins, positive habits, and momentum that the early wake ups and the non negotiables became automatic. My life became non-negotiable. My dreams became non-negotiable. My strength skyrocketed. My energy increased, and my focus and my work and my passion and my dreams and life, it hit a completely different level. It hit critical mass. And the biggest shift, my body, habits, and mindset all started reinforcing each other. And this is what most people never experience. And that's the power of the final form system. Now that you understand how this process works, we have an offer for you. If you're a driven guy who feels like you're capable of more, but not fully living up to your potential yet, someone who has made progress before but keeps falling back into the same cycle that keeps you stuck, someone whose ambition is high but your body, habits, and discipline don't match, and are tired of feeling the gap between who you are and who you could be, and ready to just finally align your body, habits, and your identity with your ambition, I'll personally guide you through the final form protocol so you can close the gap between your potential and your current reality and fully align your body, your habits, and identity with your ambition in the next 90 days. All within the next 90 days, I will implement my final form protocol so that I can replicate this exact process for you and give you similar results in your own life in half the time it would take also if you were to do it on your own. Less than half the pain of you doing it on your own, simply with my guidance. And I'm so confident that I can give you these results that if you don't upgrade your body, your habits, and identity within 90 days, I'll keep working with you for free until you do. I'll keep working with you for free until this happens. And if you want the protocol, the identity shifting system, the training, access to my guidance, nutrition, click the link in the description and I'll hop on a call to see if you're a good fit for the program. And at that point, if you're not, I'll at least point you in the right direction so you can have a better understanding of how you can solve this problem for yourself, and you can at least learn some more about how you can move forward with your journey and how you can fully lock in. I'm looking forward to speaking with you